Hey there, folks. Breaking news that could change everything for millions of Americans on fixed incomes. The Social Security Administration just announced a potential $1,800 boost coming in 2025 that could be a game changer for those on SSI, SSDI, and regular Social Security benefits. That's right, $1,800 that could help you manage rising costs and finally get some breathing room in your budget. If you're someone who depends on these benefits or know someone who does, you absolutely need to hear this information. Before we dive into all the details, if you find this kind of news helpful, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss an update that could put more money in your pocket. Now let's break down exactly what this boost means for you. The inflation crisis we've been experiencing has hit Social Security recipients particularly hard. Think about it, when you're living on a fixed income and prices for everything from groceries to healthcare keep climbing, every dollar matters. The good news is that the Social Security Administration has recognized this struggle and is responding with what could be one of the most significant benefit increases in recent years. This isn't just a regular cost of living adjustment, we're talking about a specialized boost designed to help beneficiaries catch up after years of inflation outpacing previous adjustments. So what exactly is this $1,800 boost, and how does it work? Unlike the standard annual cost of living adjustments, which are automatically calculated based on inflation indices, this special boost represents an additional payment spread throughout the year. This comes out to approximately $150 extra per month for qualifying beneficiaries. The most important thing to understand is that this boost applies across multiple programs, including traditional Social Security retirement benefits, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, and Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI. Have you been wondering if you'll qualify? The good news is that if you're currently receiving benefits through any of these programs, you're likely to be eligible for this increase. Why is this happening now? The timing relates to several factors, including ongoing advocacy from senior groups, recognition of the true impact of inflation on fixed-income households, and recent policy shifts in Washington. Remember that Social Security isn't just a government program, it's a promise made to working Americans who paid into the system throughout their careers. This boost represents an acknowledgement that the current benefit levels haven't kept pace with the real costs faced by recipients, especially those who rely on these checks as their primary or sole source of income. Let's put this in perspective with some numbers. The average Social Security retirement benefit in 2024 is approximately $1,900 per month. With this new boost, that could increase to around $2,050 monthly. For SSI recipients, who typically receive much less, this boost could represent an even more significant percentage increase in their monthly income. Have you calculated what an extra $1,800 per year could mean for your household budget? For many, it could cover several months of utility bills, a significant portion of annual medication costs, or help address deferred home maintenance that's been put off due to budget constraints. Now, you might be wondering, is there anything I need to do to receive this boost? This is where it gets even better. For most beneficiaries, the increase will be applied automatically to your existing payments. The Social Security Administration has your information on file, and they'll adjust your benefits without requiring any new applications or paperwork from most recipients. However, there are some exceptions, particularly for people with complicated benefit situations or those who might be right on the edge of eligibility thresholds. If you have any questions about your specific situation, it's always wise to contact the Social Security Administration directly. What about the timing? When exactly will you see this money hit your account? According to the current information, the boost will be implemented starting with January 2025 payments. Remember that Social Security payments are typically distributed based on your birth date, so the exact day you'll receive your first increased payment depends on your regular payment schedule. For those receiving SSI, payments typically arrive on the 1st of each month, so January 1st, 2025 could be when you see your first increased payment. Have you marked your calendar yet? This could be a date to look forward to. I know what some of you are thinking, there must be a catch, right? It's natural to be skeptical when hearing about benefit increases, but this boost has been carefully structured to provide real relief. However, there are some factors to be aware of. For example, if you receive both Social Security and SSI, the calculations can get more complicated. Additionally, for some recipients with higher incomes, there might be tax implications to consider. These details are important but shouldn't detract from the overall positive impact this boost will have for millions of Americans. Let's also address the sustainability question. Is this a one-time boost, or is it built into the system going forward? Based on current information, this $1,800 boost represents a permanent adjustment to the baseline benefit calculations, meaning it's not just for 2025 but will continue into future years. This is crucial because it means your benefits won't drop back down after a single year. This is a new foundation for your benefits moving forward. Future cost of living adjustments will be calculated on top of this new, higher benefit amount. I've been receiving so many questions from viewers about how this impacts people in different situations. What if you're just about to start claiming benefits in 2025? Good news, you'll benefit from these higher payment rates right from the start. What about if you're currently applying for SSDI and your case is still pending? Once approved, your payments would reflect these new, higher rates. Have you been delaying your Social Security application? This increase might make 2025 a more attractive time to begin claiming, depending on your individual circumstances. One aspect that's particularly important to understand is how this boost interacts with Medicare premiums. As many of you know, Medicare Part B premiums are often deducted directly from Social Security payments. The good news is that the projected Medicare premium increases for 2025 are expected to be modest compared to this Social Security boost, meaning most beneficiaries should still see a meaningful net increase in their monthly checks even after Medicare premiums are taken out. What steps should you be taking now to prepare for this boost? First, make sure your contact information is up to date with the Social Security Administration. If you've moved or changed bank accounts recently, verify that they have your current details to ensure a smooth transition to the higher payment amounts. Second, this might be a good time to review your overall financial situation and consider how you could best utilize this additional income. Could it help you pay down high-interest debt, build an emergency fund, make needed home repairs? Having a plan for these funds can help you maximize their impact on your financial security. I'm also getting questions about how this affects benefits for surviving spouses and dependent children. The good news is that this boost will proportionally increase these benefits as well, as they're calculated as percentages of the primary benefit amount. For families relying on survivor benefits after losing a breadwinner, this increase could provide much-needed support during difficult times. With any significant policy change, there's always a bit of confusion and misinformation circulating. I want to be clear, this information is based on the most current announcements, but as we get closer to 2025, there may be additional details or adjustments announced. That's why staying informed is so crucial. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, take a second to do that now so you don't miss any updates or clarifications about this important benefit increase. In closing, this $1,800 Social Security boost represents meaningful support for millions of Americans who've been struggling with rising costs on fixed incomes. While it may not solve every financial challenge, it's a significant step in the right direction to help ensure that our seniors, disabled citizens, and their families can maintain their dignity and quality of life. Remember that Social Security isn't charity, it's an earned benefit that you've paid for throughout your working life. This boost is simply making good on the promise to provide security and stability in retirement and during times of disability. Stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to the implementation date. And as always, thank you for watching and being part of our community that looks out for each other.